What if everything you perceive about the world around you, every sight, sound, and feeling, is simply a projection of your inner self?
Hmm,
It's a truly mind-bending question, isn't it?
it really is.
Well, today we're taking a deep dive into Shaktipat and Kundalini Yoga, a profound spiritual path that not only takes this idea seriously, but makes it its foundational truth.
Yeah, it's pretty radical.
It is a radical approach to self-realization that utterly challenges our everyday understanding of what reality even is.
And to guide us through this incredible journey, we've been given a fascinating collection of texts.
Right.
These include direct excerpts from books like The Power Unknown to God and The Secret Science of Shaktipat, both penned by Colonel T Sreenivasulu.
Okay.
And he himself holds the venerable title of Grand Guru within the Shaktipat lineage.
So an authoritative source.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what makes these sources particularly rare and authentic are his direct conversations and Q&A sessions with actual practitioners.
Ah, so firsthand accounts.
Exactly, offering profound personal experiences, real stuff.
And that's exactly why we're here. Our mission in this deep dive is to offer you a unique shortcut, maybe, to understanding this profound spiritual path.
Hopefully.
By the end, we hope it offers you a new lens through which to view your own experiences and the world around you. We'll be blending this ancient wisdom with surprising insights into human consciousness and the very nature of reality itself.
And exploring how this unique yoga system aims to unlock, well, immense inner power and redefine your understanding of what truth truly is.
So with that intriguing setup, let's get into the heart of it. What exactly is this Kundalini energy we're talking about?
Right.
And how does Shaktipat actually work to awaken it?
Okay, so the core concept is that Kundalini is described as the supreme primordial cosmic energy, like the fundamental power.
Okay, primordial.
Yeah, and it's said to reside in a dormant state right at the base of your cerebrospinal system,
Right down there.
specifically halfway between the anus and the genital region, according to the text.
Okay, very specific.
Very. And what's truly fascinating here is that this dormant energy is seen as directly responsible for projecting and sustaining the illusionary world within an individual psyche.
So wait, it's projecting my reality from inside me.
That's the idea. Your personal reality isn't just something external you observe. It's intimately linked to this powerful internal force.
Wow. Okay. And if Kundalini is the energy, Shaktipat is the precise method to activate it.
Exactly. Unlike many other yoga systems that might demand, years of dedicated self-effort and discipline.
Right, like Hatha Yoga or something.
Yeah. Shaktipat, which literally translates to descent of the energy, is presented as a direct initiation technique.
A direct download, almost.
Kind of. It's performed by a venerable teacher, a guru, who, as the source vividly puts it, tampers with this dormant force.
Tampers with it. That's a strong phrase.
It is. It implies a direct, almost surgical intervention, causing it to swing into reverse mode.
Reverse mode. What does that mean?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this reverse mode is described as involution, or the destruction of the psyche.
Destruction. That sounds bad.
It's not destruction in a negative sense, though. It's more like an undoing of that individual level creation of illusion.
Okay. Like dismantling the projection.
Precisely. Think of it as a turning inward, or a de-evolution, dissolving the layers that obscure our true nature.
Got it.
The ultimate objective of all yoga systems, and specifically Shaktipat, is for the mind to become completely tranquil,
Still.
completely still. This tranquility then allows the spirit to glimpse its own divine nature reflected in that stillness.
And that leads to...
That leads to self-realization, a profound union with the supreme divinity.
The source even offers a really relatable analogy for how this divine grace is administered.
Oh, yeah.
It says the divinity gives grace like a sugar-coated pill to cure nescience.
Nescience, meaning ignorance.
Yeah, essentially ignorance of the divine self. The idea is that the person remains happy and doesn't suffer unduly while the disease of ignorance is being cured.
So it's a gentle process, in a way.
That's the analogy, yeah. It's really about shifting your focus internally, pulling away from those external worldly pursuits without, excessive discomfort.
And this concept of inner illusion actually ties into another fascinating assertion from the source.
What's that?
The idea that every human being is a miniature model of the cosmos.
Oh, my microcosm.
Exactly. It then adds that if a drop of water in an ocean realizes its nature, then it also knows the entire vast ocean.
Okay, I follow.
So this implies that exploring our internal self is equivalent to exploring the vastness of the universe.
Whoa.
And it boldly states this removes the necessity for a human being to explore the vast and infinite depths of interstellar and intergalactic space.
That's a truly radical reframing of exploration, isn't it? It suggests our biggest adventures might be inward. So, is it saying that traditional scientific discovery or even space travel are pointless? Or just pointing to a different path?
I don't think the source dismisses external exploration as pointless, exactly. It's more suggesting that the deepest truths about the cosmos can actually be found within.
Right.
It's a shift in priority, maybe.
Right.
Emphasizing that understanding the miniature cosmos of oneself is understanding the macrocosm.
So inner exploration is the most direct route to universal knowledge, according to this view.
That seems to be the implication, yes.
Okay. That brings us to the actual practice then. It sounds quite unique. It's called sadhan, not meditation in the classical sense.
Right.
What's involved and what happens when these involuntary kriyas begin. You mentioned those.
Yeah, suhan. So the practitioner sits in a meditative posture, focusing on the guru and a given mantra
Okay,
to sort of kickstart these spontaneous physical and mental kriyas, which are, like you said, involuntary reactions.
And once they start.
Once these kriyas begin, the mantra chanting naturally ceases. It just stops on its own.
Interesting.
And the practitioner's role shifts completely. They become just a mute spectator, just watching it happen.
A spectator to their own body and mind's reactions.
Exactly. And these kriyas, well, they're described as diverse manifestations of accumulated karmas, essentially. Old sensual impressions or actions being cleaned out from the subconscious mind.
Like a deep cleaning.
A very deep cleaning. And the source strongly emphasizes that kriyas must not be resisted.
Not at all.
Not at all. No matter how unpleasant or even seemingly sinful they might appear.
Why not? What happens if you resist?
Resistance, it warns, can actually create fresh karmas. It sort of jams the process.
So you have to just let it happen. These kriyas sound incredibly varied, and some of them quite intense. You mentioned the source emphasizes not resisting them. Is there more explanation on why non-resistance is so critical beyond just avoiding fresh karmas?
That's an excellent question, yeah.
What are the immediate consequences if someone does try to stop them?
Right. Well, the source explains that resistance effectively traps the karmas rather than allowing them to be processed and released.
Okay, so it blocks the cleansing.
Exactly. It's like trying to stop a wound from healing, maybe.
Yeah.
You might delay it or even make it worse.
Hmm.
The energy that's awakened Kundalini wants to cleanse. And by resisting, you're basically working against the natural flow of this inner purification.
Right.
Which could cause more discomfort maybe,
Yeah.
or even create blockages in the spiritual path itself. The core idea is surrender, total surrender to the process.
Got it. Allowing the inner system to just clear out whatever needs clearing.
That's the essence of it.
Wow, that's a powerful principle. And some of these kriyas are truly intriguing. On the physical side, you mentioned practitioners report an indescribable and unbearable bliss in the anal genital region.
Yes, that's one example given.
Mhm.
Also things like full body vibrations, head rotations, tingling sensations, sunny jerks.
Jerks. It's like spasms.
Yeah, involuntary movements, and even involuntary dancing, like a professional dancer, which the source attributes to a past life impression surfacing.
A past life. Okay.
And the author himself recounts feeling severely dehydrated during his practice, which he apparently cured by consuming cow ghee.
Interesting. Okay, what about sensory stuff?
Then there are the sensory and auditory experiences. People describe visions of incredibly bright lights, white, blue, red, yellow, violet, orange,
A whole spectrum.
even rainbow colors, or a sun-like effulgence. Some see yellow eyes with stars.
Yellow eyes with stars. Wow.
Strange smells, too, from perfumes to very unpleasant odors. And a fascinating anhata sound, which is Sanskrit for unstruck sound.
Unstruck sound, meaning
It's not caused by anything external striking together. It arises from within. It's often described as a snake hissing.
a hiss.
Yeah, which can apparently last for years, or sometimes sounds like humming bees, bells, or flutes.
That's amazing. And mentally, emotionally.
Mentally and emotionally, practitioners report things like confusion, thoughts just flooding the mind, including very old memories resurfacing.
That sounds maybe less pleasant.
Can be. And intense fear sometimes arises. But that's seen as a necessary cleansing of fear-related karmas. You have to endure it.
Right, non-resistance again.
Exactly. But there are also periods of deep peace and thoughtlessness. known as samadhi.
Samadhi. That's a known state in yoga, right?
Yes, a profound state of meditative absorption where the mind is completely still. Total tranquility.
Okay.
And people often report a profound loss of interest in external social life and material things, like music, movies, travel, even hobbies, like cooking might just fall away.
Really? Even simple pleasures.
Apparently so. The author recounts a personal experience. He suddenly felt a strong urge to cook, spent a lot of money and time on it, and then after the Kriya passed, he completely lost all interest in cooking again. Just gone.
Huh. Like the impulse just burned itself out.
Something like that. And the visions, they can be bizarre. Scenes of unknown cities, landscapes, strange flora, fauna, faces.
Unknown places.
Yeah, and even visions of Hindu gods and goddesses, the Buddha, or the Christian cross.
So across different traditions.
Seems so.
Yeah.
Vocally, people might start singing or uttering sounds in unknown languages.
Unknown languages. Like glossolalia.
Potentially. Or making strange animal sounds. It really does sound like a full body, full mind, total experience.
It absolutely does. And this brings up an important point. Why would someone endure such potentially unpleasant and, well, startling experiences?
Good question. The source explains that even minor accidents in daily life can sometimes be seen as blessings.
Accidents as blessings. How so?
Because they might be milder forms of karmic cleansing compared to potentially larger, more untoward incidents that could have happened otherwise.
Like burning off karma in smaller doses.
That's the idea. The purpose of Kriyas is solely to burn down these accumulated karmas. And psychological issues like depression are also said to be resolved as the related karmas are cleaned out.
So it's all part of this intense self-purification process, a necessary, if sometimes difficult, path.
Precisely.
And the author's own first Kriya vividly illustrates this non-resistance principle you mentioned.
Yes, he describes that indescribable and unbearable bliss in the genital region, which caused him to panic initially.
I can imagine.
But his guru explicitly advised him not to resist it, just allow it.
Wow. And that anahata sound, the hissing.
Yeah, he explicitly states hearing that snake hissing sound for over 20 years.
20 years?
And clarifies it as that specific unstruck sound, not tinnitus. He says he has had no hearing problems from it either.
That's quite a commitment to the experience. Incredible.
It really shows the depth of the practice.
So with all these intense internal transformations happening, what does this all mean for the role of the guru?
Ah, yes, the guru.
The guru is clearly presented as central and indispensable in this path, almost more than just a teacher.
Absolutely. Seen as a manifestation of the supreme divine power in human form.
Okay, that's a significant claim.
It is. And while the guru is described as impartial, their blessings, or the effect of Shaktipat, are showered based on the practitioner's own effort.
Which is called sadhana.
Right. Sadhan, which literally means to seek. So the seeker's effort matters.
Does the source give examples of how the guru guides this process?
Yes, quite specific ones. The author's guru, for instance, changed his mantra multiple times.
Okay. Why?
Apparently explicitly using the author's personal problems, things like financial woes, marital issues, career stagnation, as bait. Bait to trigger the specific kriyas needed to address those underlying karmas and accelerate his spiritual progress.
Wow, that's very direct guidance, using life problems as fuel.
Exactly. And in another remarkable instance, the guru apparently even orchestrated a phone call from a stranger.
A stranger?
To prevent the author from taking a long, unnecessary detour while driving. Just a subtle intervention in daily life.
So the guru's guidance isn't just in the meditation seat, it's active in the world.
That's what this example suggests, yes. Subtle, active guidance.
The guru is clearly presented as central and indispensable, almost a divine manifestation. For someone new to this, how does the source address the balance of absolute surrender to a guru with maintaining one's own discernment or agency?
That's a crucial question.
Does it speak to potential challenges or what defines a true guru?
Right. Well, the source seems to imply that a genuine guru's actions are always, ultimately, for the highest good of the practitioner.
Okay.
Even if those actions seem difficult or, uncomfortable at the time. It's presented less as blind obedience and more about a deep intuitive trust that develops through direct experience with the process.
A trust built over time.
Exactly. The guru, in this specific lineage, is seen as operating from a plane of pure consciousness, beyond personal biases or ego, meaning their guidance is inherently aligned with the spiritual path, specifically guiding one through their own Maya.
And that leads us nicely to the profound concept of Maya. cosmic illusion, which is said to bind human beings.
Yes, Maya. A huge concept.
The external world, including your perception of it, is described as nothing more than a projection of your inner world.
Your inner landscape.
Yeah, or what's accumulated in your subconscious mind as these karmas we've been talking about. At its core, the source posits that you are the underlying substratum of everything.
The foundation.
Almost like the foundational canvas upon which all these perceived projections are painted, or the fundamental ground of being from which everything arises.
That's a good way to put it. And this illusion is powerfully illustrated with the desert mirage analogy in the text.
Oh, yeah. How does that go?
Imagine an illiterate farmer, maybe someone very practical, who shouts water when he sees a mirage in the desert.
Okay.
And then a scientist standing nearby calmly explains, oh no, that's just an optical illusion, refraction of light, etc.
Right, the scientific explanation.
But the farmer, still thirsty and restless, just asks, okay, but is there water there or not? He wants the direct answer.
Yeah, the practical reality for him.
Exactly. Shaktipat, the source says, is akin to dragging that farmer right up to the mirage itself.
Taking him there.
Yeah. So the knowledge that it's an illusion dawns directly through his own experience, not just intellectual understanding.
Ah, I see. Experiential realization surpasses just being told something.
Precisely.
Yeah.
You don't just know it's an illusion intellectually. You feel it, you experience its lack of substance directly.
That's a great analogy. And here's where ancient wisdom seems to bridge with modern science, according to the source.
How so?
It notes that while science typically focuses on how things work, the mechanics,
Right, the mechanisms.
ancient Sanskrit texts often delve into the why, the deeper purpose or nature. And it posits that modern science, particularly something like string theory, which suggests all matter is fundamentally vibration or sound.
Yeah, vibrating strings.
Yeah. May eventually converge with the ancient science of mantras, which was supposedly perfected thousands of years ago.
Interesting connection. Sound as the basis of reality.
Exactly. And the very concept of time itself is questioned.
Time.
Stated as merely a function of the mind and not an absolute fixed reality.
Wow.
Which is offered as an explanation for why deep meditation can make time seem to vanish, because you're transcending that mental function.
That makes a certain kind of sense, doesn't it?
Right.
When you're deeply focused, time does feel different.
It really does.
And on that note, the source offers a particularly provocative perspective on saints and sinners.
Oh, really? What's that?
It suggests, quite counterintuitively, that being a saint can sometimes be more of an obstacle on the spiritual path than being a sinner.
More of an obstacle? How?
Because, it claims, sins are generally easier to get neutralized than the virtuous deeds.
Easier? That seems backwards.
It does. It's offered with a touch of humor, maybe, but provides a profound insight into the nature of karma, meaning that both positive and negative actions create impressions, create attachments or karmas that ultimately need to be transcended for liberation. Virtue can still bind you, perhaps through pride or attachment to being good.
Ah, so even good deeds create ties that need dissolving. That's subtle.
Very subtle. But regardless of this, all religious systems, the source ultimately claims, are simply different paths leading to the same mountain peak.
The peak being the supreme divinity.
Exactly. Different methods, same ultimate goal.
Wow. We've taken a really deep dive today into the profound world of Shaktipat and Kundalini yoga.
We certainly have.
From the mechanics of energy awakening, these intense kriyas, to the very nature of reality itself, all guided by these ancient texts and deeply personal experiences.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
This path really suggests that true transformation doesn't come from external seeking, does it?
Not primarily, no. It seems to come from a powerful internal process.
Driven by a guru, yes, but also a deep commitment to surrender to that inner clearing process.
Exactly. Surrender seems key. You might be wondering, what does all this mean for your daily life?
Right. How does this apply off the meditation cushion?
Well, the teachings imply that by addressing this illusion of the external world, by allowing your inner being to cleanse its accumulated karmas, you can achieve lasting peace.
And profound happiness.
Profound happiness, yeah. Regardless of outward circumstances, it's about fundamentally shifting your entire frame of reference.
Moving from external dependence to internal liberation.
That's a good way to summarize it.
So here's a provocative thought for you, the listener, to consider. If your external world truly is a projection of your internal state and accumulated experiences, What hidden karmas, what patterns or impressions might be shaping your reality right now?
That's a deep question.
And perhaps even more profoundly, what kind of inner transformation, what kind of shift within could fundamentally change your perception of the world around you?
What would it take to see beyond the projection?
Exactly, allowing you to experience a deeper, maybe more authentic truth, something to definitely